Hi crafters, it's Karen, and I have a completed project to share for Diemond Die's design team. I completed a mixed media layout using two of my favorite dies. The first one is the window die. And the window die, this is the window box, the window die set, you know, with the window box and the shutter. But I just used the window itself, and I used it as a type of a frame. I'll share that in a moment. Really cute. And then I used the new Picket Fence Die, and I think this one is going to be on my list of absolute favorites. This one is so fun to use, and I think it's one that I'm going to continue to you know, draw on, continue to use, and the shape of this fence is just so sweet. So those are the dies that I used. And this is my layout. As you can see, it's pictures of our granddaughter Alyssa fell asleep in Papa's arms, my husband Joe, and I just thought it was a really sweet moment. And I titled the layout "A Baby in the House." I just thought it was a really sweet moment, so I wanted to capture it. So to start out, the papers that I used, this top paper here is from a DCWV paper stack that I recently purchased at Hobby Lobby. And the sheet underneath with the pink polka dots is just a random sheet from my stash. I forgot, I don't know who makes it, but I definitely wanted the pink polka dots, you know, to come through to accentuate the fact that it is a baby girl, you know. So the first thing I did was to create my lines going this way. So I tore strips of vintage book paper and just some scrap cardstock and papers that I had from a previous project, because I knew I was going to be texturing and spraying over them. So some brown cardstock and some vintage book paper, and also some ephemera, and I just created a line going this way. I added my heavy gesso to it to lighten it up. I added some die cuts and some lace. Let me see if I can't show you. I added some lace coming down and going up. There's some of that vintage book paper and cardstock and just other papers that, you know, actually quite random, because I knew they, for the most part, they would be covered up. I pulled some die cuts that I thought had a pretty shapes to them, like this, and some ephemera here. And I forgot, I had received a bag of ephemera in a rack at one time, so I just started pulling from it, and there's a little angel face there. So I just started adding little bits and pieces, you know, for subtle touches. And then after I had created my line, I went over it with my brick wall stencil by the Crafters Workshop, the mini one, and I used the modeling cream. And this is really sweet. As you can see, it comes on like a really sweet pearlescent look. It's very lighter, and has that pearl finish more so than the modeling paste. You can see this is where I used my modeling paste, or using my Art Is stencil, but this brick work here is with the modeling cream. And you can mix that with acrylic paint as well and get a really nice effect, but I just used it, you know, straight up. So I did that. And then because I was trying to give the illusion of the home, I knew I was going to frame out the photo with the window. So that's why I chose the brick. And then I wanted to use the picket fence because I thought it also brought a homey feel to the layout. And so I took my my picket fence, and I laid it across this way. Before I used it, I did emboss it with some clear embossing powder, just to make it more sturdy and to give it a nice texture and shimmer. It's just clear embossing ink, or embossing powder. So I did that, and then I laid this piece of lace underneath, and from my stash, and then I added this petaloo spray, and then I added some flowers within the spray and within this Michael's beaded spray that I have. I'm sorry, I'm on medication and I'm not thinking straight. Anyway, yeah, so I used this beaded spray from Michael's and the petaloo spray, and I just added, you know, the flowers within it that I thought would work well with the colors of the layout. So to mat my major photo here, I just took a piece of scrap cardboard with the corrugation showing, and I raised my photo up on pop dots for the dimension. For my frame, I used some of the Martha Stewart texture medium to add some of this texture. I also used some of my shimmers textures in the patina color, really sweet, and also some just a little bit highlighted in the crushed coral color. I used some of this throughout just to give, you know, hints and touches of texture throughout the layout, like within the flowers and whatnot. So that's what I did there. I tucked in, these are embellishments from the $2 bin at Michael's. It says Adore. This is a piece of the petaloo spray that I tucked in there. And I wanted to include this other photo as well, so I took another one of the window dies and place it at an angle where the photo was there, kind of to offset that photo. I thought it came out really cool. And then I used my Art Is stencil with, I believe this is the heavy gesso, I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I did go over the window with the stencil, and I thought it gave a really cool look and feel to the layout. And then I used some of this pink twine from the Dollar Spot at Target to circle this picture. Added some cheesecloth just to soften it up a little. Some flowers from Michael's, and this is a recollection flower that I added there. I just left it pink. I wanted that pink to definitely come through because little baby girl. And then for some of the background, I used another one of my stencils and used my, I believe it was the Stays On ink, and added the darker ink polka dots, just because I know there were darker spots within the photos, you know. I also added some gold of these halfback pearl type pieces, because I knew the letters that I had chosen were in gold, so I wanted to tie that all in. And this is like flowers from Hobby Lobby. The flower in the top right-hand corner is from Hobby Lobby. And like I said, I added some of my crushed coral shimmers texture stuff to it. This is a Julie's Boutique flower that I'd gotten at Michael's on clearance, and I just spritzed, you know, some of my shimmers sprays on there. So, sorry, another flower that I tucked in there. So just a fairly quick layout, but I love the way the windows and the picket fence, even though they're not used in like the traditional way, they definitely give a home feel to the layout, which is what I wanted, you know, in conveying the message that there's a baby in the house, you know. So I really love the way that it turned out as far as that goes, and I loved working with the picket fence. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to leave all the information below in the description box, but if you use coupon code Thanks Karen when you purchase $35 or more at Diemond Dies, you will receive 10% off your order, plus you will receive free shipping. Also, there are 5 dies that have been newly released, including the picket fence, and if you purchase all 5 of those, of the newest release dies, and use the coupon code, you will receive those dies at a special rate, at a special bundle price, so which will offer a great discount. Like I said, I'll link Diemond Dies below, and the information will be below. So check them out. I'm really pleased with how the layout came out, and it was a lot of fun playing with the dies. So thanks so much for watching, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.